everybody, welcome to the Dex, where we cover trivia and strategy for a different Pokemon each week. It's National Punch Day. I'm Black Belt Alex.
And I'm PokeKellz. You know National Punch Day is about the delicious fruity drink, right? Not like punching.
What? No? I mean, yes. Totally? Duh? What?
So you just randomly chose this week's Pokemon and called yourself Black Belt, and it had nothing to do with the fact that you just mentioned National Punch Day 1 second ago.
Okay, fine, yes. I know it's actually about the drink, but like, it's still National Punch Day, right? Isn't that at least cool in like a lame way?
Yeah, cool in a lame way.
Right? See, now you're getting it. It's Hitmonchan!
I just want some punch. Hitmonchan is the punching Pokemon from Gen 1, which is perfect because he's kind of like the embodiment of the competitive sport of boxing. This buddy throws out near-invisible punches that go over 200 miles per hour, and that is as fast as a bullet train. Getting grazed could burn you.
Yeah, man. And Hitmonchan lives up to his flavor text by being able to learn the most high-priority moves of any Pokemon. It learns 6 of them. But even with all that power, Hitmonchan still plays by the rules. Its Pokedex entry says it has to rest every 3 minutes, the exact same duration as a round of boxing. Coincidence? No, it is not a coincidence. No.
Also, Hitmonchan is said to punch in a corkscrew fashion, which is actually a real punch technique invented by Charles Kid McCoy in the early 1900s after watching a cat bat at a piece of string. Since then, it's become a boxing staple, and the way you rotate your fist inward as you punch so your palm is facing downward when it hits delivers a faster, more powerful punch.
Also, I highly doubt that any real boxers can drill through a concrete wall with a corkscrew technique, but apparently Hitmonchan is special because he has whatever kind of weird magic Pokemon seem to have, so he totally can.
So sure, Hitmonchan is like a super boxer, but there's gotta be something more, right? Well, there is this one kind of weird Pokedex entry that might clue us in, and it's been mentioned 3 more times since its original appearance in Ruby, so you gotta know it's pretty legit.
The first part says, a Hitmonchan is said to possess the spirit of a boxer that had been working toward a world championship. And apparently because of that, this Pokemon has an indomitable spirit and will never give up in the face of adversity.
Whoa, right? First of all, that kind of sounds like it means Hitmonchan has the spirit of a real human person inside it, right?
Yeah, and what about the phrasing of he had been working towards a world championship? Does that mean he died? Or did he turn into a Hitmonchan? Look, I don't really know. Sounds kind of messed up, but it's definitely something, right?
Right. So who the heck is this mystery boxer?
What is the significance? What does it all mean?
Actually, we're just about to find out.
We are?
Yep, in a ridiculous little segment that I like to call Name That
Kaiju!
Boxer!
You're not boxer. That's what I said.
So I gotta know who this guy is. At first we thought Jackie Chan because he's super famous and he's a martial artist and because of the Jackie Hitmonchan, Bruce Hitmonlee thing, and it totally makes sense. He's done everything from kung fu to stunts to acting to directing to opera, and in one of his most famous movies is The Drunken Master, where he shows off 8 different styles of drunken boxing. Crazy.
Yeah, but see, then we started looking into localized names. Now we have all this crazy variation to figure in. So in the pursuit of a more complete and overarching and internationally friendly theory on the Pokemon, let's just go down the list and knock them out as we see them.
Sounds good. First, in Japan, Hitmonchan is called Ebewara. This is an unmistakable reference to the first ever world flyweight champion boxer Hiroyuki Ebehara, who has an absolutely insane boxing record of 62 wins, 33 KOs, 1 draw, and only 5 losses. And even better, Hitmonchan is a flyweight too. His very specific weight of 110.7 pounds is right in the flyweight range of 108 to 112.
But then you bop over to France where he's called Tignon, which kind of invokes American professional boxer Mike Tyson, who held the undisputed heavyweight championship and was the youngest boxer ever to hold 3 top boxing association heavyweight titles when he was 20 years old. Absolutely insane and totally worthy of Hitmonchan's speed and strength.
Then bam, all of a sudden you're in Korea where Hitmonchan is known as Hongsuman, after Korean professional boxer Hong Soo-hwan. Hong's record boasts 41 wins and only 5 losses, and he earned the WBA bantamweight title twice. It's like Hitmonchan is just the best of the best no matter where he is in the world.
Yeah, so I guess we were going into this thinking, oh, we're gonna finally find the real true guy, but like, all these boxers have crazy impressive careers, so maybe Hitmonchan's whole deal is less about who specifically it's inspired by, and more about the idea of being someone like that, like a universal people's champion. Actually, that's pretty cool. So, right, wasn't that pretty cool?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
But you know what?
It gets even cooler.
Because dog, Hitmonchan is a fighter. Now, we're gonna talk about battle strats.
Cool. Yes.
Pokemon. So this year at Worlds, we saw a few Hitmon top players on top cut teams where he runs Intimidate and acts sort of like bulky support with a couple offensive options on the side. Hitmonchan focuses more on the offensive side, but still has some great disruptive options too. Start with an Adamant one and super train it in attack and speed.
The beginning of a match is always tense thanks to the popularity of Fake Out as an opening play to flinch your opponent on the first turn. We're gonna have our Hitmonchan run Fake Out too, but it's also immune to it thanks to its ability Inner Focus, and can also block Fake Out or any priority moves coming towards it or its partner with Quick Guard.
The only other thing Hitmonchan needs to worry about in that first turn is the possibility of being handicapped with some kind of status effect because he's a little too weak to shrug it off and keep going. Give yourself peace of mind with the Lumberry, which immediately cures any status condition once.
Going forward, Hitmonchan should lean on its natural special Bolt to get an extra turn or two to deal big physical damage. So give it that stab close combat to threaten guys like Kangaskhan and Smeargle, and for Kyogre and Talonflame, you should also come back and Thunder Punch.
So there you go. Of course, that's not the only way to train a Hitmonchan, so as always, here are a few.
If Kyogre and Talonflame don't scare your team nearly as much as Rayquaza and Landorus do, Hitmonchan has access to Ice Punch. And literally the only reason we chose one over the other for our main set is because you'll probably see more Kyogres out there, so just know both are equally effective choices otherwise.
Yet another option for this fairly versatile coverage move slot is Earthquake to counter Groudon, or even Bulldoze if you think messing with your opponent's speed is valuable to your overall team strategy.
And finally, blah blah blah, Protect is always good, whatever, but it's also worth mentioning that Hitmonchan has access to Roleplay, which can be a pretty nasty surprise when so many of the main threats this season are dependent on keeping their opponent from setting up the weather they need.
And that's it, man! Hitmonchan!
You know, I gotta admit, this whole punch pun was a pretty silly idea, but it got way deeper than I expected, that is for sure. Now I just want to see what the deal is with Hitmonlee.
For more trivia and strategy about all of Pokemon's coolest fighting types, click here. Or for this week's hour-long podcast where me and Kells and Jimmy talk about all the latest Pokemon news and discuss lore and answer fan mail, click right here. I'm Black Belt Alex.
And I'm PokeKellz. Tune in next week where somebody's totally gonna do an episode on Hitmonlee on
The Dex.